All right, so let's talk about YouTube search. Have you used it lately? Felt like you're just shouting into the void? Well, you're not going crazy. Something has definitely changed, and honestly, it's making the whole platform way harder to use.
You know that feeling? You're looking for, say, the latest news on something, or maybe a tutorial for some new software, and all you get is a flood of videos from months, sometimes even years ago. It's like, where's all the new stuff, right?
Yeah, it's not just you, I promise. If you look across Reddit, all the community forums, people are saying the exact same thing. A really important tool has just vanished from YouTube's search, and we need to get to the bottom of what's really going on here.
So, let's get into it. What exactly changed? We'll start with Section 1, the missing search filter.
Okay, and this right here, this visual really gets to the heart of the problem. On the left, you've got the old sort by menu we all knew and loved. Super straightforward, right? Relevance, upload date, view count, rating. Easy. But now, look at the right. The new prioritize menu. Upload date? Gone. View count has been replaced with this vague thing called popularity, and rating has just, poof, disappeared. So let's be super clear about what we've lost here. It's three massive tools. First, the ability to sort by upload date. To see the newest videos first. That's huge. Second, that last hour filter, which was absolutely critical for breaking news. And third, the option to sort by rating. These weren't just some random buttons. For a lot of us, this was how we found what we were looking for.
Okay, so we know what changed. But the real question is, why is everyone so upset about it? Why does this matter so much? Well, in our next section, we're going to see why for so many people this was way more than just a minor tweak. It was taking away a tool they absolutely needed.
And this really hits on one of the biggest impacts, content discovery. This quote from a Reddit user named Seekshow says it all. I use the filter to discover new channels. Now, finding smaller channels is very difficult. Think about that. This doesn't just make it frustrating for us, the viewers, it's a huge blow to new creators trying to get noticed.
And it's not just about entertainment either, not even close. This user, SoundCloud_Ramas, makes a fantastic point. They said, most recent can keep me up to date with changes made to software. That's so true. YouTube is this giant library for learning, right? And if you can't sort by the most recent upload, you could end up watching a tutorial that's completely outdated. That's not just annoying, it can be a real problem.
And then, of course, you get the raw, unfiltered truth of the internet. You gotta love it. This user, ClassicPoet7403, just lays it all out there. Not even joking, this deadass made me so mad that was like my holy grail. Now I can't find shit. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of just pure frustration when a tool you use every single day is suddenly gone. All right, so we get it. We know it's gone, we know why people are mad, but the million-dollar question is, why? Why did YouTube do this? Let's dig into that in Section 3, the official explanation.
So the official line from Team YouTube is pretty simple. They said the filters were not working as expected. They kind of vaguely suggested it was to simplify things and get rid of features that people were complaining about, though they never really gave any specifics on what those complaints were. And this is where you see the two stories collide. On one side, you have the official PR spin, we're enhancing the search experience. But on the other side, you've got the gut reaction from the community, like this user who said they want absolute control of the information you are allowed to get. It's that classic battle, right? Polished corporate speak versus raw user suspension.
So what are people actually thinking is the real reason? Well, the theories are all over the place. Some folks think it's just to make search less efficient so we spend more time on the site, to bump up that watch time. Others are convinced it's all about pushing us towards whatever the algorithm wants us to see, especially shorts. And then you get the more cynical theories, that it's about controlling information, maximizing ad money, or maybe even making it harder to find controversial videos before YouTube can take them down.
But what if this isn't just about a menu change? What if the real reason goes much, much deeper? What if it's actually built into the DNA of YouTube's search engine itself? That's what we're going to explore next as we try to look inside YouTube's black box.
So, how do you even look inside a black box like that? Well, researchers have a special tool called an API. Don't worry about the full name, just think of it like a secret backdoor into YouTube's system. It lets them ask the search engine questions directly and get the raw data back. It's how we can see what the algorithm is really doing without the pretty user interface on top.
And what they found using this API is wild.
Just look at this table. Researchers ran the exact same search for historical topics, just at different times. So a search for Brexit in February turns up 573 videos. They do it again 2 months later, and only 478. Same search, different results. The takeaway here is huge. YouTube's search results are constantly changing. They're not stable at all.
And this chart, this tells us why. It shows what the algorithm actually cares about. See all those red dots way over on the right? That represents a high view count. The algorithm loves that. It has a massive positive impact. And then, see the red dots on the left? That's shorter videos. They get a boost too. So what does that tell us? The whole system is basically hardwired to prefer popular short videos.
So here's the big reveal. The fact that search is so inconsistent, the fact that you can't really sort by what's newest, that isn't a mistake, it's not a bug, it's a feature. The whole system seems to be designed to just dip into this constantly changing bucket of videos, and it's always going to favor what's popular over what's actually new. The researchers had a great phrase for it: the system is forgetful by design.
Okay, that sounds a little bleak, right? The system is designed to be chaotic. But it's not all bad news. We're not completely powerless here. And that brings us to our last section: how you can take back control.
And here's the really good news. Even though they changed the menu you see on the screen, the old search functions, they're still there, hiding in the background. And if you're on a desktop computer, there's a simple manual way to get to them.
So here's the secret. It's all about these little things called URL codes. Basically, they're like secret commands that you can paste onto the end of a YouTube web address. And as you can see, there's a special code for sorting by most recent, one for view count, and even one for the old rating sort. It's like having a secret set of keys to unlock the old search features.
And it's super easy to do. Seriously. Step 1, just do a normal search on YouTube for whatever you're looking for. Step 2, go up to the address bar on your browser, at the very top of the screen. And step 3, just paste one of those codes at the very, very end of that long web address and hit enter. And just like that, boom, your search results will resort just like old times.
And that really brings us to the big final question here. Because this whole thing with YouTube, it's not just about YouTube. It's part of a much bigger trend. So I want to leave you with this to think about. As more and more of these platforms push us towards letting the algorithm decide what we see, and they take away our ability to search for ourselves, are we losing control over how we find information on the internet?